2, 1. Happy New Year! Let's do this. Okay, come on. Here we go. Boom. I've decided to dress up for today. I already had a shower, so I didn't really feel like dressing up anymore. I'm sorry, you're my audience. You deserve better than this. I know. But you know, I'm in uniform. I have the Alive Coders jersey on right here. It has the Dutch flag. It has my name here. Look at that. Oh, that's cool, right? So I'm in full uniform, and we're going to talk about Xamarin. So I got the Xamarin hat. And how are you all doing today? How are you all doing? So it's the end of the day here. I've already did some preliminary investigation on the Xamarin Community Toolkit that we've talked about last week, and I've been talking about it for a lot actually in the past weeks, because you know, we're trying to get this off the ground, and I'm trying to get people to get enthusiastic about this and join us by adding awesome stuff. Last week, if you've joined the stream, I have been trying to implement the camera view. So the camera view is a control that has been lying around in a PR, sadly, at the Xamarin.Forms repository. And well, it's not going to be merged there before Xamarin.Forms 5. So we decided to have it come live with us. So I did the shared bits and the iOS bits, but I think there's a couple of comments. I mean, even I make mistakes. There's a couple of comments on the PR, so I'm going to have a look at that. And, you know, whenever we get that done, hopefully that should not take up that much time. We can see what else is there, some other issues. I actually need your input on, do you know any ways how to create a good poll? Because we also have an issue where we want to design a logo. And I think we got a couple of good options in there. So now I want to let people decide what the logo should be. So I want to have a quick poll. Maybe I will just misuse a GitHub issue where you can vote with the emojis that you respond to. I don't know. That all depends on how many emoji we got in an issue and how many options for logos we have. Because if they don't match up, then this whole system won't work. Too bad. So, you know, that's what's keeping me busy. Other than that, working on the code spaces. So there's some NDA information, so I can't share too much. But if you don't know code spaces yet, it's pretty cool. So it allows you to put up your IDE in the cloud, and you don't need to install Visual Studio anymore. You can just do that in the cloud. Don't need to pull down a repository. It will do that for you, and you can start contributing right away. So that's pretty cool. Hey, Jesopas, nice hat, thank you. Maybe I should make a contest out of this and give away some of these. I had it custom made actually, so it's a one of a kind. It's the only one out there. Inspired by, of course, Jeff Fritz, who is the big boss at the Live Coders. I think he has a ton of hats. He has a big collection, and I think he has one for the Visual Studio, so with the Visual Studio logo on it. And I decided, like, hey, I can do that. I can get the Xamarin logo. So here we are. Let me know if you like it, and if you want me to give away some. I might just do that. That might be cool. Might be a good idea. So I really like it. Okay, I don't know, where are you from? Brazil, right? Phew, boy, that's a long way. I've been to Argentina once, and I went all the way up to the what is it? The Iguazu waterfalls? Is that it? Is that what it's called? I think so. And that's two parts. So one part is in Argentina and the other part is in Brazil, and that's the closest I've been to Brazil, actually. But you know, I should, whenever we can get to travel again, I should go there, because I think it has some very cool parts. Okay, so how are we doing? Is this sound okay? Do we have some music? I tried to do some music. Hi there, John. Yes, come to Brazil. We have a year event here. Is it also Xamarin related, or are you just talking about the carnival? Ah, Xamarin event. Okay, cool. Hey, John. Hi there. Hey, you were asking me what this was all about, so I thought you were going to do sports today, and you were just going to skip watching me. So that's why I didn't respond, because I can't have that. If you want to know what's about, you have to be here. Be here or be square. That's not how it goes. But well, you know what I mean. Xamarin event. Oh yeah. So let's stick to the topic. What no sports today on how live from Austria. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Live from Austria. That is a true fan. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I said bad things about you. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Drinking whites and beer. Yeah, that's very good. Nice. Did you check it into Untapped yet? Hopefully I can wrap this up today early. Then I can have a beer too. I try to not drink and stream. That makes for accidents. Working on my PR for the Xamarin Community Toolkit. Well, your wife is going to like that, isn't she? But cool. I mean, good for us. Very good. That's why you have me on one corner of the screen. No, I'm watching this guy, and then on the other hand is. Okay, good. So, actually, let's just switch to the screen. Boom. I need to get this closer. Get it closer. I need a longer cable. Well, anyway. Okay, here we go. So I did a little logo styling thing. So if you've watched before, I've went to a little bit of a lighter theme, and I got a little new branding thing, a little new logo thing going on, which I'm trying to roll out to all of my socials. So let me know how you like that. I'm pretty happy with it. So actually, I don't really care what you think about it. I'm just gonna run with it. It's about time, because I've used that photo of myself I've used that for a long time, and it's time for something new. So I've done this, made it a little logo, because I find it kind of awkward to use my real face everywhere. So this is kind of a logo thing that it's still me, hopefully, but not really me. Well, anyway, so Xamarin Community Toolkit. Let's find the thing that John's working on, actually. I think, what were you doing? Oh, here we go. The user stop typing behavior. Yes, naming is hard, isn't it? So I think this is a really cool feature, actually. I talked to John about this, and let me zoom this in a little bit for you, actually. Does this work? Oh, like this. There we go. And so, whenever you have like a search bar, or maybe you have a chat application where it says a user is typing, but I don't know, the search bar might be a better thing. So what you see happening whenever you do a search bar is that you have, actually, I think like the browsers here go pretty fast. They do it instantly, because this whole thing comes from a local something. But if you have a search bar in your application and you want to search for something, but you don't want to search like for every single character, because if it goes to some server to get the results, that is not what you want. You are sending requests back and forth. You have to think about the bandwidth. You have to think about the data plan the user might have. It might not be unlimited. So there's a lot of things going on here. So you want to limit that, and this is probably going to do a stop typing threshold. So this is going to be after a certain amount of time. So you type, and then there's a small delay before something happens to detect if the user's still typing or not. And then when that threshold is gone, then it will go actually out to the server or whatever mechanism you might have to search, and it will actually do it. So that's pretty cool. Oh, you actually added an example already. Ooh, nice. I totally did not see this last time. So that's cool. Cool. Can we also, do you also behavior base? behavior base command. So the command that is triggered whenever threshold is going to be an int. Okay, cool. Would it, John, would it also be possible to have a minimum amount of characters, maybe? Or is that something that we can't do? Text changed. Yeah, so that might be a good addition, actually, to have a minimum number of characters before it does something. I don't know. Maybe it's up to you. It's your PR. That would be an improvement. Yeah, you know, just focus on that first PR. We'll get to the rest later. That's good. But I want it all. I want it all now. You know me. Actually, talking about behaviors, I had this link up here already. So here's Gerald's section. I recorded a little video. I'm also trying to do some things on my YouTube account. Some little bites about Xamarin.Forms, but also other things. So here is a little new thing about, I'll post it in the chat. Here we go. About behaviors. So how to consume behaviors, actually a behavior that is in the Xamarin Community Toolkit right now, but also how to create your own behavior. So if you know how to create your own, then you can also, you know, contribute that back to the Community Toolkit. So, you know, this is a video. I'll talk you through it. No problem. So watch that video and please subscribe to my channel so you will be notified of my little bits right there as well. All right, so this is the user stop typing behavior. John is working on that. That's good. And he's almost done. So I'm just going to put this on the version 1 milestone. Boom. Put a little pressure on that. And the thing that I'm working on actually is the CameraView iOS. Here we go. So this is a bigger one because this is going to be a full control. So it adds a lot of APIs. A couple of enums that we're going to use. So camera options, which let you select the back, the front, or the external camera. And the camera flash mode, so you can set the flash to enable, disable, or you can make a little flashlight out of it with the torch. And you can say, do you want to do a photo or video or default? I think the default is going to be photos anyway. And then we have a media source, a stream media source, which is all supportive to the camera. Media captured event arc, so whenever some media is captured, you will get the event and you will get all the things here. And here's the actual camera view. So this has a number of APIs. The media captured. Oh. Pedro Jesus just subscribed. Thank you so much for the subscription. Did you actually get a did you get a jingle or not? I don't think so. I didn't see the little meter going out here. That sucks. I don't know why I can't get that to work. Let me quickly check. Routing system. Oh, it should go there. I subbed to your YouTube channel. Oh, really? Not to this one? And we still got the notification? That's interesting. Okay, well, I'll figure this out later. Brian is here. Brian, who is working on the UWP part of the camera view, actually. So that's cool. And he is waiting for this PR to be merged so that he can continue his work based on this one. Actually, the thing that came from the feedback right here is the EditorBrowsable. We don't want to use that, and since we don't put this in the actual Xamarin.Forms, we should be able to get rid of it. So that's cool. Actually, let me do this right now. This can be gone too because that isn't in there anymore. And these should become internal basically. So first let me check if we can actually do that. Can lose this one. So yeah, that's let's just check what our comments are on on the actual files. Just curious, why don't you want to use that? So it's in Forms, it's a mechanism, because in Forms you want to have like these things. Okay, let's go back. Oh, and let's do this. Boom. So Brian asked, just curious, why don't you want to use that? So we're talking about the EditorBrowsable thing here. Why don't you want to use that? So this is a way that actually hides it from the IntelliSense, but if you, this is all open source, so you can still go in. I think you can even go to like the Explorer thing in, let's start up a Visual Studio while we're talking about this. Not that one. And you can go into like the Explorer, so you can just click through into the assembly, and I think you will still see it there. And if, like in this case, this event, you want to fire that whenever this event happens, but the firing will happen from the renderer. So in your platform project in Forms, so from your iOS renderer in this case, but the actual event will live in the shared part. So in the shared library in your .NET code. So for them to be able to be reachable, it needs to be public, while you actually want it to be internal, because it's just something that you're triggering internally. You don't want your users to trigger this publicly at random moments. That's not something that you really want. So the EditorBrowsable is something that will hide it from the user in a certain way, but they're still able to use it if they find it. So it's a little trick that Forms uses. But if we can do without it, which we can because it's all one library, we should do it. So that's my hope and understanding, and I'm going to change that. That was a very good remark, I think, by Jesus. So that's very good. Does that answer your question, Brian? Okay, now let me get the right solution here. Which is this one. Okay, good. No problem, Brian. That's what we're here for. That's why I'm doing this live, to answer your questions. I mean, else I could have just recorded a video and did the ding that bell, click subscribe, do all the things, and you know, let you deal with it that way. So Forms, camera view. I think this was in the shared camera view things, right? So here it is, EditorBrowsable. And we can just keep this public, internal. There we go. Let's find the next one. I'm just gonna YOLO this, see if it all still works. Internal. And internal. Will it blend? Does it build? Hey, build successful. Okay, cool. Let me hook up my phone. So we can see this thing in action. Because I also actually, if you joined my last stream, I have built the sample a little bit. So it shows us some things. So what I did is the sample now shows the camera preview, as you would expect, and we have a couple of switches that will set it to video or photo mode. It will allow you to control the flash for a little bit and some other things. Oh, keep screen on. I like that. I don't know why. It's a very dumb option, but I like the option to keep the screen on, so you know, your device will not go to sleep. Maybe after a longer timeout, I think it might be on iOS. That's the thing that I notice whenever I'm using the camera, basically. So let's do this. Use the iPhone. Whoop, there we go. A little bit smaller. Okay, cool beans. So let's see. Excuse me. I have a button for that. I should use that. Which is it? This one? Yeah, it's this one. Not to confuse with this one, which I can use when I'm swearing. And here we have the views. So we have quite some views already, so that's cool. Because I think the views are, well, I think, you know, the views are the most visible because they are views. But the converters and the behaviors are going to be very important too. But the views, I don't know. I just like things when to bleep out a cough. Yeah. So I like things to have a view, so you can see things that you can iterate and see it become better and better, instead of just the backend code. So yeah, you know, that's just my thing. So I had to laugh because Harrison here said it would be funny to bleep out a cough. Yeah, you know, I'm just gonna bleep everything, and you'll never know if I sworn. I forgot how to English. Well, let's go back to the camera view. So here we go. See, here's my Stream Deck. You can do the zoom, so I'm going to zoom here. There we go. Very big button. See, there's 6 viewers right now. And you can also do the flash is on right now, but it doesn't work for the video. So if I switch this to make a picture, you can also see the caption on the button change. So, and whenever I, wait, let's just do to the camera. So you will see the flash. See, there it is. And you can see that I made a picture, and I'm showing you my house also. So I have to be careful not to show anything private here. So that's cool. I can also make a video, but I actually have to go into my gallery to show you that back. So I'm not going to do that, talking about things I shouldn't be showing you. And you can also do the front camera. So that's going to be cool. I can switch to my front camera. Hello. And like I said, you can do the keep screen on. So if I do this, it will just go out after the timeout that you have like set in your configuration, in your settings app. And if I do keep screen on, it will keep it on. Like I said, I think for iOS, it's just something that prolongs your screen timeout thing. I don't think it totally shuts off, but you know, it's kind of the same thing. But okay, this still all seems to work pretty good, so that's cool. Even with the internal bits. So yay, I fixed that one. I don't think we have any other editor browsable. Oh, come on. Browsable. Only for bros. Find in files, solution. Let's see if there's others here. Whoop, okay, this is base behavior. Oh, we also have that in the base behavior. In the validation behavior, that's interesting. Why do we have that? And the value converter extension. These are editor browsable files. That is very interesting. Okay, that's something for the next thing. Brian is thanking me for more in the sample app. Yeah, I just hope, I'm not the greatest designer, so I just hope this design will hold up for other platforms as well. But feel free to change it. At least you have something to play with. And in the code for that, I also added some comments for the people who are going to look at this for inspiration for their own apps, that not all options are in here, because the camera view has a good number of options actually. And also some comments like, hey, you can set it to this, you can set it to that. So I'm trying to be a little bit, to make this multi-purposable and not just make it useful for our testing, but also make it a good sample for people who start looking into this and want to see how to do this. Okay, so I fixed that one. Is there any more comments that we need to do? It's used to retrieve the video information. It's used here. Where is here? Oh. Mark this as view 10. Yes, that's the regular media source. Are you still on here? Jesus? Pedro. Is it? It's Pedro Jesus, sorry. Oh, I should call you Pedro, right? Good. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. I hate it when I get names wrong. So it's used to retrieve the video information. Yes, but that's the regular media source. But I have had to create, because it was part of the PR, this camera media source, which has a couple of other things. And I don't think that stuff is used. Everyone call me as Jesus. Okay, good. Jesus is then right? Jesus or Jesus? I love this. I love this stuff. Anyway, so that's one thing. You can get back on me to that. Do you need to implement this explicitly? It would appear so. So resolve, boom, gone. I think this log should be moved. So I didn't really quite know what he meant by that. And since everything seems to work right now, I don't want to really fill with that. And here we get... please mark people of this discussion. EditorBrowsable, yes, to internal. Okay, so I did that. So fix that. Another place where we use media source, okay. But again, still the regular media source from file. I think this is not something that lives here. I think that's available in the media source in Xamarin.Forms, so we still don't need the camera media source. I love it. Thank you. Love you too. And translations, removed color specifications. So this is done too. You understand what I'm saying? I'm right. So yeah, it's, I don't know if we need it. I'll leave those to-dos in, I guess. And I guess I know where their music went. I shut down the music maker. Here we go. Now we should get some music. So that when I am a little bit quiet, you still get some music. Let's make it a little bit less. There we go. All right. So I think with this internal bits, removed browser editable attributes. Push. You're right about remove it. Yeah, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna remove it. That's what I'm gonna do. I mean, if we don't have any use for it right now, it will be in here forever and ever. And we shouldn't. I think that were both of these. I think this one is not used to find references. Well, oh, it's used in that one. Okay. That's interesting. I'll keep it in. I'll keep it in for the UWP and Android guys. I'll do that. Okay. Okay, refresh. So talked about this on stream. Seems not to be used right now, but let's keep it for the Android and UWP versions. If it's still not used, then let's remove it. Hashtag note to self. Add single comment. Resolved. Not going to do this. Sorry, Andre. There's still something funky going on with the indentation here, but that should be fixed by our lovely code formatting bot. Another place. Okay, so we talked about that. Oh, here was another comment. Okay, I'll look at that in a moment. Loving this too. Where's the editor? Oh, then it removed the comment. Okay, cool. Because that code went away. Rick Vanderbosch. Welcome, welcome. So we are looking at, I should do some streams about the CFP exchange. You're doing some great work with that. But right now I'm working on the Xamarin Community Toolkit. If you're following me on Twitter, which you do, then you've probably seen some stuff about that. And I'm working through APR, trying to get it merged. But you know, this team is tough, man. They have some good comments, and they're not just going to merge any crap that's coming from me. So yeah, that's good. Sorry, you got distracted here for a little. So since this is an event arcs, all properties should be read only. What do you think? If yes, I can change it on PR if needed. Okay, I like that idea, I guess. So how could we do that? Should we do an internal constructor then? Is that something that we could do? So something like this: internal media captured event arcs, which has object data, image source image, and media source video. And we can then make this a private set, private set, and just say data is data. Oops. Image is image, and video is a video. You wouldn't have guessed. Right, so this is something then something will start complaining here. 5 errors. Oh, wow. 5. Interesting. So this should be data and so okay. Interesting. This one. Then I don't need to do this one. and add another one. Okay, but it needs is null. So this way, what we're doing is we have, you don't need a private set just to get. Is that right? Will it always have a private set? Cool beans, you learn something every day. Okay, so where was this? I don't know, maybe I'll like the private set to make it more explicit, I guess. But okay. Raise media captured. New another bracket. Oh golly. Okay, so there's that. Oh, just 2 errors left. We can do this. We can do this. No argument given. Oh, and this one doesn't have data. Okay, so data can be. What does data even do? That can be null too. Interesting. What was data with the other one? Data, what is this? Oh, so this is like the image data. Okay. So should we call it raw data or something? Wow. Okay, so this should have video. Whoops. Okay. What was the other error? Can be assigned to. Oh, that was the error. Okay. Okay. Put raw data. Raw image data only filled when taking a picture. The private set allows you to change the value inside the class. Just to get allow you to set the value in the constructor. Oh, right. So it's like a read only then. Okay. Like I said, you learn something every day. Even me. Cool. Thanks, Jesus. So does it build? Does it build? That's the big question. And then let's see if it's still functioning in our actual app. Okay, so I got a question by Jesus. What's the plan for the XCT, which is short for the Xamarin Community Toolkit? It will be live after MAUI release. So I think what you mean is, will there still be a Xamarin Community Toolkit after MAUI is released? Because the plan is to release the Xamarin Community Toolkit, of course, way before MAUI. I want to have a version 1 out as soon as possible, basically. I think whenever CameraView, so you heard it here first on stream, I think whenever CameraView is in there and good, I think that might mark a good point in time for the version 1 to just do it, to just ship it. We have some controls in there, which are pretty cool. We have some behaviors in there. We have extensions, animations, converters, the whole shebang. So I think CameraView will take a little bit of longer. So that will be a cool point in time for a version 1. But I'm not quite sure if I understand your question correctly, Jesus. So does this answer it? Okay, build successful. So let's see. In the future, will this project be merged with MAUI? Right. So that's kind of like what I understood from your question. So I don't know. It all depends. MAUI is sometime in the future. Actually, let me do this. So it builds while we're looking at this. So the question now is, will it be merged with MAUI? So right now we're focusing on one of the things that we want to do with the Xamarin Community Toolkit is to, because Xamarin.Forms 5 will be a maintenance only version. After that, there will be no big changes in Xamarin.Forms until MAUI comes along, and that will be in next year somewhere. Next year, November probably, with the launch of .NET 6. So to accommodate for that, the Xamarin Community Toolkit is here, where we can put in, on the one hand, all the stuff that people are creating and writing over and over again, like the behaviors, like what Brian said, like, hey, I have this search timeout everywhere with timers. This will be lovely. Some other behaviors, some other converters that everyone has. And on the other hand, so like this camera view has been in review in a PR on the forums repository for a long time. The expander view will come here. Hopefully some of the stuff that Javier Suarez from the forms team is working on will come to the toolkit as well, because he's working on some great controls. And because they can't go into forms, it will come to the Xamarin Community Toolkit, so that way we can keep the development going. And I should probably write this down somewhere. I think I have in this blog post I wrote about it. Did you read that, Jesus? I'll put it in the chat right here. So that's our plan. And whenever MAUI comes, that's sometime in the future. Maybe the features or the controls. I didn't read it, shame on me. No worries. There is so much content and so much stuff out there. I don't expect you to read it all. I mean, I would love it. I would love for you to read it all, but I don't expect you to. So when MAUI comes along, maybe the controls or the things that have lived in the toolkit for some time, that have matured, that have become very stable, maybe we can PR that into MAUI. So it will become part of that, just a first-class citizen of that thing. But because .NET MAUI will be a first-class citizen in like the .NET framework, things are a little bit more strict. So you have the .NET community stand-up things, where they have this API review. So you have to go through the APIs with Immo Landwerf. I hope I'm Landwerf. I don't know. He's German, right? So I'm butchering his name here. I'm sorry. TerraJobst is his Twitter handle. And you have these reviews where they're going to look at, okay, how do the APIs work? Do we agree on the naming, etc., etc. So it's a little bit more strict. But if there are good controls and good things in here, then they can certainly go to MAUI from there. And that's the other thing that I personally want to do with this project, is to keep it as simple as possible for people to contribute. Like John, I mean, he is a very good friend. He didn't contribute to very much, and I've talked to him, and he is a little bit scared of, I'm sorry to put this out there, of contributing to forms. And I've talked to a lot of people who are scared to contribute to forms because it's a big project, a big code base. Whenever I started working on forms, I mean, I was scared too. I knew a little bit of my way around there, but I was still scared to make changes. So, you know, I would like this to be a project where people can come, where they can get all the help they need, where they don't feel ashamed or scared, or I mean, I say scared, but you know, there's a lot of reasons why you would be not comfortable with contributing to a big repository. So, you know, I would love this project to be a project where people feel welcome, where they can get all the help they get from me. So if you want to get started, reach out to me privately. No one will ever know. I won't call you out on a stream like I did with John. I know he's okay with it, but I won't do that with everyone. So, you know, we can certainly do that, and I can help you get along. So that's one of the things that I want to do here as well. Hopefully that answers your question. So let's see. I got the sample app to run again. Here we go. And let's see if everything still works as it should. Whoops. There we go. Camera view. Snap picture. Flash. Boom. If I turn the flash off, it doesn't flash. See? I can do a little bit of zoom on the snap button. This is Snapception. Hey, this is interesting. I think I broke something. Okay. I think it's just a preview. So, you know, this still seems to work. If I go back, come back here, zoom, take a picture. See, there we go. Okay. Cool. So this still seems to work. Okay, so then we fix this to change this to have a internal constructor. We can use the rest is read only. Good call. Single comment. Okay, so I think I then did most of these things. Made media captured event args. I can't type under pressure, so it's probably a bad idea for me to do streams and sessions and that kind of things, but you know, I'm bad under pressure. Made internal, well, let's just say read only. There we go. Commit, push, boom, it's gone. It's gone. I did it. What else? What else do we got? I think that was the most of it, right? Since it all works, I'm going to keep it like this for a first version, but we can definitely experiment with this. Okay. Oh, and the git, that's again the stream media source. Oh, okay. Resolved stream media source. Also, still not sure this object is even used. Okay, there we go. Back to conversation, request a couple of reviews. Andre already approved, so I'm not gonna notify him. Share some script I can try on my PR. Yeah, so okay, Jesus. Whenever this is merged, you can try it on your PR, basically. So I'm just gonna ask you for a review. Re-review. Anyway, so if you can review it whenever you have the time, then maybe we can push this through. And I see I can do this internal. All right, Jesus is going to review this. Awesome. Then hopefully tomorrow by the time I wake up, I can merge this. Internal and internal. Then move this to here. Update. That one also changed. Internal. This bit. And none of these. Cool. Cool. Change these to be internal. All right. Oh, and now it's out of date with that. Well, let's do that too. Come on, boom, let's do it. Should have maybe rebased it. That would have been better. Well, anyway. Do any of you have trouble with rebasing? Basically, everyone I know is afraid of rebasing. Including me, by the way. Okay, so let's take a new tab here. Let's see what the other issues are. Maybe we can pick up something different. There's a whole lot of stuff here. Steven also added a macOS target and sample app. That's pretty cool. Better contribution docs. So see, that's the thing I talked about earlier. Like, I would love this to be as open as possible for contribution. So I want to make some content, some docs. I have well, I think myself it's a nice idea about it. So yeah. Stop typing behavior, project logo. Oh, right. So this is the other thing I wanted to talk about. So actually, let's see if we can do this. Did you have a chance to take a look into my platform specific implementation? I did not. Community Toolkit. I think it was in here, right? Branches, UWP. Oh, OnPlatform, that's the one. Okay, let's see what you did here. Added platform specific. Okay, so because one of the problems that we had with taking this code from Xamarin.Forms is the platform specifics. So if you go and look at the Xamarin.Forms platform specifics, but then spelled right, you know. But Google still knows what I mean. So this is pretty powerful stuff. Maybe the implementation could be a bit better, but it's pretty cool. So what this does is it allows you to access platform specific functionality, but from your shared code base. So if we have a look here, actually, on the left, there is for Android, iOS. So let's look at iOS. What is a typical platform specific thing for iOS, which is basically what's a good one? Oh, the large titles. So that's something that is very specific to iOS. See these large titles, and then when you scroll up, it will be a smaller one. That's something very specific to iOS, and what you can do from your shared code. So typically what you would do is go into a custom renderer, you would enable that, you have to know about all these iOS APIs, and that's not what you want. So what you can do in Xamarin.Forms is that you can say, okay, on your navigation page, you can simply import this little namespace here, iOS specific, yada yada, and you can set this property to set navigation page dot prefers large titles true. That code will totally be ignored by Android or UWP or Tizen or whatever platform you're running on, but for iOS it will enable the functionality to show the large titles. So that is pretty cool, if you ask me. But since there is for the camera view actually some platform specifics in there, but using these platform specifics like the on method here, that is internal to Xamarin.Forms. So as an external library, we can just hook into that. And I think Jesus has come up with a smart way to still do that. Before I do anything, I don't know if this was in the original code, but has a typo. Should be shutter sound with an H. Just to let you know if you're still watching. So we have a build error here. That's interesting. Unit tests. Okay. Oh, okay. I did not run tests. Camera view does not contain a definition. Oh, that's interesting. So now the tests are failing. Oh, okay. Camera view tests. New. Now we can't do this because right. Shouldn't I just be able to do this and still test it that way? Orgs. I could just set this there, right? The constructor, you need to pass the values. Yes, but even if I pass the values, look, I can't do the raise media capture failed anymore because we made that internal. So basically all of our tests are gone. Should I do this? Yeah, right. That was what I was thinking. So you have this attribute, make internals visible to for the test. Internals visible to attribute. Okay. Where do I do that? On the assembly. Assembly, InternalsVisibleTo. Friend one. I've never used this, to be honest. Assembly info, assembly info, assembly info. Add new class. Assembly info dot shared. There we go. So how do you get this public key? Where is that? Where does that come from? Where does that come from? I think that you don't need to set this public key. Okay, I should just do this. Then build it. And again, I learned something new today. Build. Should be good to go without the key. Okay. Why? Okay, so let me learn some more. When do you want to use the key? If it's a, oh, if it's a signed assembly, right? Okay, so, and then we can put this all back. Go back, go back, go back, go back. Run selector, run project. Where are my tests? Tests. Run all the tests. 90 tests, unbelievable. All of them passed. Okay, cool. Cool beans. Don't think we need this. Discard. Is it still here? It's still here. Okay, cool. Fixed tests. Let's see if that makes it work. What? Ah. See, should have done the rebase. Now I gotta merge. Blah, blah, blah. I hate merge commits. All right. Let's see what this does. Okay, while we do, let's have a look at what Jesus was doing. Can I do another one here? And I also want to create a suggestion. Why can't I create a suggestion? Because it's not a PR, right? Also use name of. Name of. All right, but else. So we're going to just use this namespace from Xamarin.Forms. Is that what we're doing? Is there any other trick to this, Jesus? So we just use these same namespaces. Oh, and this is something you copied from. This is something you copied from Xamarin.Forms. Is this going to work? Oh, interesting. Yes, copied from forms. So okay. So it's not internal anymore, but we're using our own thing. Right. Mirror. Okay, this is something I commented out probably, or well, I don't know. CameraView. Yes, this is things that I commented out. Okay, cool. Go back. Mirror. Okay. This looks like so, but this is different from the namespace from Xamarin.Forms then, right? I let the names this same namespace to make the okay, so this is the same as right. Forms element is that's that. Because I see the changed namespace here because this is community internals. Oh, right. This is probably because of some. Right. Okay. Okay. If we don't, I'm going to with the forms team consider letting the tool give access to internal. I know that wouldn't work supporting older XF versions. Yes, Brian. So actually we're talking about that, or actually they're thinking about that if they want to do that. And I wanted to actually tag some people in here to get that into the discussion as well. So if we don't enable InternalsVisibleTo for forms to toolkit, would this be a viable option to still fake the platform specifics in the toolkit? This why doesn't the auto suggest work here? There he is, Mr. Lego Man. There we go. So we've got that out there. Jesus, I've asked them, as you can see. So yeah, that's out there. Okay, so back to the project logo. That's something I want to talk about for a little bit. I think I'm gonna set this up and then maybe call it a stream for today, because I don't have enough time to start working on anything more, unless you just want to hang out, chat. That's fine, that's cool. So here we got a couple of logo suggestions from Steven, which is kind of the same variations of the same thing. So this is four options for, we have 5, 6, no, 5, 6, and 7. All right. And how many emojis do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cool. Okay, so that can work. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so I'm going to give this one more day. Talking about the API reviews, they are private, right? I didn't find anyone from Maui in the YouTube channel. So I think at this point the API reviews for .NET MAUI are private. I do think I don't know. I don't know. I don't know actually, because I went off the team just when they were starting those reviews. I hope personally that they will become public just as the rest of the APIs, but I don't know. I don't know. No clue. I hope so, because then we can pitch in, or at least, you know, follow the line of thought that they have for certain APIs. But right now, you know, it's all the APIs are there, and yeah, I mean, they're going to look at it and make an inventory of what's there, but yeah, so I don't know. But not right now, at least. There's nothing right now. I'm closing the entry for new logo suggestions tomorrow, Friday, end of day, and then open a issue. And then, well, maybe not an issue, maybe and then find some way to create a poll and let the people decide. Okay, so there's that. Let's just create a tweet about this. End of day. Which time zone? Always those time zones. Okay. End of day. Okay. Saturday morning local time. So all time zones will get a chance during, okay, Saturday during the day. Are you happy now? What's happening? What's happening? Okay, so while you're here, I've talked about my little new theming a little bit. So how do you like my new icons and banners and things? Do you like it? I kind of like it. We've got a good number of nice logo suggestions for the Xamarin Community Toolkit. You have one more day-ish to enter yours before I close for new entries and open a poll to decide which one it's going to be. Want to enter the competition? Be quick. All right, there we go. Did a tweet live on stream. I like the new logos and colors. Well, thank you, Jesus. I'm kind of happy with it myself. I need to roll out a little bit more theming also here with the stream, but you know, I'm getting there. I'm with my YouTube things that's going on, but yeah, I kind of like it too. So that's pretty cool. All right, so logo's done, all things done. Now what? Did you do the art? Oh, I was hoping no one would ask me. No, I can only dream that I'm this good with all those graphical things. I can do some things. You know, I actually the head thing, the my head logo. How do you call this? Let's go here again. So this thing, this was designed by someone else, but the rest here on the right, I did that myself. So, you know, I hope you like that part too. Yeah. So I can do a little bit, but I would never have gotten this head logo thing myself. Definitely not. Definitely not. Okay. So there's that. What do we have more? What do we have more? The expander. So that's something Andre will be working on. That's actually an experimental control in Xamarin.Forms right now, but it will be moving to the toolkit. Actually, this is a nice one for the MVVM helpers. So we might want to have a look at what's in here. And let's see what we would be able to take from this. So what's included? So MVVM Helpers is a library by James Montemagno. If you've been working with Xamarin and Xamarin.Forms, you should know him. You can't get around him, basically. And he has created a good number of libraries, and one of them is the MVVM Helpers, which has a nice set. And as you can see, whenever we came with the with the toolkit, he opened an issue and basically said, like, take all the MVVM helpers, put it in there, and wow. Harrison, did I understand you right? Oh, let's do this. Let's do the feature chat thing. Ping. Did I understand you right? The expander is not going to be in Xamarin.Forms, but in the Community Toolkit. Yes, that is correct. What do you think about that? I think there is a issue on the Xamarin.Forms repository that describes here major changes. Pinned one. Yes, thank you. So that's basically the thing that I described earlier. It's the last major version, new major features and development will now be in .NET MAUI and the XamarinCommunityToolkit. That's us. That's this thing. Yes. We will continue to fix critical high-impact bugs and regular patch releases to ensure Xamarin.Forms is a maintainable, stable state. We prepare the following breaking changes. I don't know how I feel that, but it gives me more reason to use Community Toolkit. Okay, cool. Cool. I mean, personally, I am happy, of course, that you have more reasons to use the Community Toolkit. I mean, if I don't care which one you use, basically, but sorry, I got a little distracted there. So yeah, but the thing is, so these controls are in experimental state, and there's basically two reasons. I don't think experimental things can go in the .NET framework because .NET framework doesn't have any experimental things. I mean, it's either in there or it isn't, and it's good. It doesn't have any, well, it doesn't have any bugs. Okay, but it's stable enough to be in there. It doesn't have any experimental. Experimental flags have been a big good thing for Xamarin.Forms to try out some new things, to get things in your hands early to try. But you know, it's it's just not something that they do in the .NET framework. The other thing is, like, if this is going to be the Xamarin.Forms 5, is this going to be the last major version and there's no going to be development from here, that would mean Xamarin.Forms 5 would forever have experimental things that will never go stable, which doesn't make sense. So that's the other reason to move. I mean, that would mean that either everything that's experimental right now should automatically become stable, which is not the case, because, you know, probably not. I mean, these controls are pretty stable because they're in there under the experimental flag, but they're still under the experimental flag. So there's probably not going to be any effort going into these controls right now. And because of that, they simply said, okay, everything that's experimental now, boom, another follower, Matt Leibowitz. There is the jingle. Take a seat and enjoy. Thank you so much for following. So we were just talking about how, yeah, I don't know why you're not following me. You should ask you that. I mean, come on, what are you doing? What are you doing all day? I mean, you were just refreshing Twitch for me to show up? I don't know. So I was just explaining that all the things that are experimental right now in Xamarin.Forms are probably going to be removed, and yeah, then the XamarinCommunityToolkit is the place to put all the things. So, you know, that's the backstory to that. I hope that answers your question, Harrison. And yeah, automatically for us, that means a lot of people who need the media element, which is a pretty awesome control if you ask me. The expander and, well, the C# markup extensions is still a little bit to be decided, but yeah, that means all the people that need those controls and the other awesome controls that we're going to add, they will come to us. So I foresee a great library, a great future for this library, basically. So there are some other things in here. Remove support for Visual Studio 2017. I mean, we're in 2020, so you should be using 2019 for a while now. Actually, Mr. Leibowitz knows a lot about supporting 2017. I think he made some fixes for us to make that happen. So thank you for that. But, you know, it's time to say goodbye. Publishing data pages, that is something that was released in preview for some time ago, but it never really took off, I think. And renaming the master detail page for, you know, obvious reasons. So that's things that are being thought about. If you want to have something to say about that, go to this issue. I'll put it in the chat for your convenience, and you can read up on all the argumentation and what's going on here. But I was looking at the MVVM helpers from James Montemagno, actually, and the things that we can let us inspire by. So the thing I want to watch out for with the Xamarin Community Toolkit is that it's not going to become like the next MVVM framework thing. But, you know, a lot of people are using MVVM, and there's a lot of stuff that comes in handy when using MVVM. So we probably are going to use some of this stuff anyway. The observable object, simple implementation of iNotify property change that any class can inherit from. Okay, so this is cool. Actually, in the video I released earlier today on YouTube, describes some of this, that I actually made a first demo, a first take of that video, where I, of course, again, forgot the iNotify property changed. So, you know, I see a lot of people want the ObservableRangeCollection, which is a pretty good one. So this object just does the iNotify property change thing on an object, which is pretty cool too. Base view model, so all the things that you want to see in your base view model. Grouping, good too, and the ObservableRangeCollection. I must honestly admit, that I've been using this myself as well. Open an issue. Matt, do it. I want to see it before the stream is over. How hard is it? I mean, that's right. How hard is it? How hard can it be? You can. It's here for the taking. You can just copy and paste it. It's not that hard. So this is a fun one. If you're using with you're working with collections in MVVM, then you probably know the observable collection, which lets you automatically, basically it's the iNotify property change for collections. So whenever a item is added or removed or whatever, the UI will get notified and will update accordingly. And the observable range collection will basically do that, but for whole ranges of things. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So now we get all kinds of discussions on why it's not in the BCL, did a PR to add range to observable collection, but wasn't merged in the .NET repo. Let's find it. Let's find it. .NET. What was it? Observable collection, add range. Let's see why they did it. Oh, there we go. Oh, he already opened a... Is this the issue? Oh no, this is the issue. Okay. Cool. There we go. .NET runtime. Update 2018. Okay, cool. Oh, so here's Imo. I mentioned him before. He's the guy to talk to for APIs in .NET. You should convince him. That's the one you go to. He's very active on Twitter and on GitHub, I see. Although I think he has... Oh, no. That's okay. Okay, here's the pull request. This is interesting. Oh, this is merged. What is this? Add range manipulation APIs to collection and observable collection. So this is merged in 2019 from Andrew. Andrew, I know Andrew. He's cool. Add range, insert range, remove range. But I think it was reverted. What? No. Force pushed. Anything else? Failures unrelated. Awesome. Panicking. Failure. Closed. Merged. Add bulk operations. Mentioned this. Oh, revert. That's interesting. Yes, okay. How do I get to the... We decided to revert this change and revisit later to minimize risk for P6 cutoff. Oh, interesting. All builds are past point. Merge to unblock code flow. Okay, so interesting. It was merged, then it was... As UI controls throw exceptions if you have more than one object in the iNotify collection changed. There are some controls that actually depend on this behavior, so at the moment we're stuck. Okay. Okay, so, okay. Update. But this is an update from 2018. That's interesting. Did they mention the reverted change here as well? To be more specific about this, but for now, this must go in the toolkit. Everything in the toolkit, unless the WinUI folks have it. I don't know. I saw. Oh, where did that go? Wait, come back. I saw Michael Hawker, aka the XAML Llama, comment on this somewhere. Or he mentioned it, at least. Oh, that was in the link here. Michael. Just to clarify the current status, as there's not many recent comments. This indeed in the land RTM. I'm a bit confused as the link PR was merged a while ago. This is breaking change. The status this simply merged. Vertically was reverted. Cost of to fit. Nobody fixed the WPF part of this. Okay. In my opinion, should be acceptable change for 5.0 preview 7. Okay, so this is not going to be another year and a half. I'd imagine WinUI probably need one as well. If they implemented the inode of probably no, they would not need one. It's generalized interface that support bulk operations as a stock. It may only be broken because they don't implement the protocol correctly. WPF has to fix it regardless of whether the issue is implemented or not, since users can pass their own collection classes along. I'd imagine if WinUI made similar mistakes that someone already had been complaining about it. To be more specific, blah blah blah. Okay, there's a lot of information here. Okay, I think for now it's a good thing to put it in the put it in the toolkit, man. Observable range collection here. It's only 165 lines to make people happy. Oh, so this is where we left off. The camera view has a successful build, so that's cool. This is 190. Let's create a new issue. Feature request. Implement the ObservableRangeCollection from MVVM helpers as kindly offered by James. We could take this from the helpers repo. That'll take a while. Does this repo have unit tests and stuff? Yes, it does have unit tests. I'm still thinking about UI tests as well, but I need to find out who to ask for some App Center credits and figure out what UI test framework we want to use. Until then, will be a good place for it. So, public. Actually, don't need this. Making a PR now. Good. I love this. I'm just creating the issue and the code will just come to me. I can do this. This is why I stream. Can you do this for my normal job as well? I just give you the requirements and you just do it. Yeah. Labels, feature request. What is this? Do we have? I'm gonna create something new here. MVVM. Do it. Milestone version 1. You know what? I'm in a good mood. I'm gonna approve it. Just waiting for that PR. It's taking long. MDoc, yeah, we need to figure that out too. So how is that set up in Essentials actually? Essentials. That's the last thing I'm going to look into, and then I'm gonna call it a stream. So we Essentials is using the MDoc thing too, right? Generate docs. But where does it go, right? I didn't look into that yet. Rebuild mdoc, update docs, yada yada, doc. Do the PR. Added a post build task to do it. Okay, but where does it go? Does it also go into the docs? Somewhere here? Oh, right, that goes to like the API docs thing, right? Like custom targets file. Okay, cool. Oh, so this is the API documentation, right? So this is the generated whoop. Abdo Emat, thank you for the follow. Thank you so much. We're just working on the Xamarin Community Toolkit. Essentials docs. Oh, okay, cool. Cool. Okay, I think we have an issue for this already. So there's a typo here, by the way, in case you want to fix it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna fix this right now. In the stop of the accelerometer. Accelerometer? How do you say it? I don't know. I'm going to do this. Oh, boo. I would expect it to be here. What? Okay, I don't have any clue how the mdoc stuff works, apparently. Mdoc targets. Cool. Targets. In the docs folder. Makes sense. Oh, right. So, okay, that's the thing you sent me. Oh, so this is actually... Okay. this is copy and pasted multiple times. Is this it? Is this all? We're fixing each other's libraries now. That's good. Small typos. Propose change. Copy paste syndrome. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, I'll be honest, it happens to me. In accelerometer docs, API docs. I'm going to skip this whole template because I can. That's the title. Matt is asking where I want. Do we have a namespace thing for that yet? I don't think so. Views, layouts. Wait, I have a. Ugh. Let's open the README here. Open with this one. It happens to everyone. It happens to the best of us. Yeah, so whatever makes sense, Matt, basically. Helpers, or should there be like something MVVM in there? I think it makes sense to have some MVVM namespace thing somewhere. There's probably going to be more MVVM stuff, so do whatever you feel right. There, I said it. It's on the internet now. Do whatever you feel right. Oh, wow. This is Mark. He created his datetime offset converter. Very cool. While we were streaming 1 hour ago. And tests. He is amazing. He is amazing. Look at that. Look at that. All we need is a sample. Omitted a sample because it seems really straightforward, but happy to implement if it makes sense in your opinions. Converter. Mark, you did it. Hooray. All seriousness though. So you before you think what kind of weirdness I'm doing right here, I know Mark. We make a podcast actually together. We have a new episode out every Wednesday. It's nullpointers.io. And yesterday it was actually about the Xamarin Community Toolkit, and I'm always teasing Mark with the fact that he just takes, man. He's one of those open source hoarders who just take and never give back. No, I'm kidding. He's a great guy, but he never contributed to a bigger open source project. So I teased him with that a little bit, and he finally did it. He contributed something now to the Xamarin Community Toolkit. So I need to find something else to tease him with. That's too bad. Let's add an emoji in here. Ta-da, ta-da. In all seriousness though, I would like a sample, even if it seems straightforward. I'd like the sample app also something people can look at that might not have our experience and see how they can use it, at least for the time while we are without any talks on this. Does that make sense? Ooh, I'm gonna create a label for this. Needs sample. Cool. Okay. Is the pull request by Matt already here? No, not yet. Okay, then I'm just gonna refresh until it is. Refresh. Okay, MVVM helpers. So the observable range collection is coming. What else do we have? Do we also have tests that we can steal? Observable range tests. Cool. I love it. I love when we can just steal all the tests. That's cool. MVVM helpers. He got a lot of downloads on this. That's cool. They can all come to us now. Grouping is always a tough one. Utils with timeout. Task extension to add a timeout. So that's basically the thing that John was working on earlier, right? So with timeout. Async command, and weak event manager. Okay, so that's also cool. Is that MVVM helpers? Is that, well, the commands are, but the weak event manager? To help your events be garbage collection safe. Cool. Okay, so there are some other things in here that we might want to have, but I think the observable range collection is a good one to start with. Weak event manager. This is a cool one too. All right. We already have 111. Where does Mark stream? No, oh, sorry. Oh, maybe I said it wrong. No, Mark, as far as I know, Mark does not stream. He opened his PR during this stream. So while I was streaming, he opened this PR in the same time frame, but he isn't actually streaming for as far as I know. But I appreciate your enthusiasm for wanting to following him. So unless you have any pressing issues, I think it's becoming pretty late here. It's actually coming up on the the end time of my stream anyway, so I got the time up. Next time, I mean, I got through the CameraView PR. Next time, I'm probably going to pick up something new, make some kind of plan on what to do, so I can fill the time with actually something useful. I mean, the talking is useful too, right? So yeah. Next time we'll have a look. No, not next time. That's going to be next week. I want to have Matt's Observable Range Collection PR merged before next week. Definitely. Other than that, the thing, oh, that might be something interesting to look at. Who was asking for that? Brian? Did Brian ask for the MDoc thing? That might be something cool to set up. And then I know Matt will be here because he needs to help me because I have no clue what that's all about. So that might be a nice one to pick up, actually. I think we have an issue for that. So that way we can also have the API documentation published. So that might be pretty cool. I think there is a very old issue for that because they were wanting to set this up. See, here we go. For the initial... Oh, see, for when... way back when... Essentials was called Caboodle. I believe that now wants to be, yes, including this, probably still relevant. So there we go. See, labels, documentation. I don't know. It's a bit of housekeeping. I will assign myself. So yeah, that might be a good subject actually for the next time. So if you want to know how to set up documentation for this stuff or watch me fail at it and laugh at me, that's good too. Then tune in next week. And yeah, I hope you subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's down here. To my Twitter. That's down here. I will keep you updated of all the things in my life, good or bad. You'll just get that information to you. Thank you for watching. I wish you a good day, night, whatever. And if you have some specific issues that you want to see or subjects or thing that you want me to implement, let me know too. And, you know, I can always make a stream or a video out of that. And I'm always happy to chat about whatever. Thank you to Jesus. Thank you, Rick. Have a good one. You too. Tomorrow is Friday, almost weekend. Make it a good one. And talk to you later. Thanks.